One of the best use cases for action buttons is to enable your app users to easily update records. This app here is a back office tool for an online furniture business, and here we see a collection view showing a list of orders. A very common use case for support teams is to update the order status, for example, moving an order from the received state to the preparing state. Let's talk through how we can set this up using action buttons. Firstly, I'm going to toggle on my builder mode using the keyboard shortcut Command E, click to surface the builder sidebar, then I'm going to go into buttons on the left hand side here. I'm going to go into the record buttons. Now, I already have one record button set up to add new order line items, but I'm going to add another record button here. I'm going to click to edit this button. I'm going to call this button text mark as preparing because I want to update the status of an order from received to preparing. Now I'm going to go through the button settings here. So the appearance is fine. And in terms of the execution type here, as opposed to seeing a modal that pops up for the user to confirm, initially I'm going to set this up as a one-click action instead. So the action button will execute immediately. I'm going to set a success notification. Notification type success is fine. I'm just going to say order status updated as the message that gets shown on the notification. And I'm going to set some visibility rules as well. So as opposed to only showing this action button to particular users, I only want the button to be visible when the order is in a received state, kind of like this add order line items button here as well. So I'm going to set a new rule that I only want the button to be visible when the status is equal to received. Perfect. Now I'm going to add my first action. So I have a choice of different actions here, and the one I want to choose is to update a record. And the only field I want to update here is the status field. I'm going to edit this status field here because I want to add a hidden value. As this is a one-click action, the second the button is clicked, it should take the desired action to update the status. So I'm going to choose what status the order should then receive. And I want it to be moved to a preparing status. Perfect. Okay, so that's done now. So now I'm able to exit this, leave builder mode. I'm going to test out my action now. So I'm going to hover over this record here, Forest Legal Partners Order 420, and I'm going to click to mark as preparing. So I can see the success notification up here. The order has been moved into a preparing state. So that worked, and that's how easy it is to set up one-click actions using our platform. I'm going to move this back for a second, and I've enabled drag and drop functionality on this full width table here to move between groups as well. Let's say we wanted a little bit more control. So as opposed to having the one-click action, what we could do is change it to a modal confirmation as well. So I'm going to click to edit my mark as preparing action button, go into the button settings, and instead maybe I want my team to see a modal. So the title of the modal would be "Are you sure?" perhaps, and then maybe the description is confirm to update the status of this order to preparing. Cool. So now if I exit this and I click on the action button here, my team would now see this pop-up modal and they would have to confirm to update the status. And again, I can see the success notification and the status has been updated. There again, I was using a hidden value. And if I go into the action button here and edit it, when using a pop-up modal like this, I don't actually have to use hidden values if I don't want to. Instead of using a hidden value, I could simply put a default value, for example, or just no value whatsoever. And then when the button is clicked, for example, on this order here, they would see the status and be able to choose the relevant status here. But in most cases, using the hidden value is a lot more quick and efficient and removes any choice for the user where we don't want them to have a choice. So that's how easy it is to use action buttons in your Noloco app to update records. For example, updating the status of an order here.